Since the first coronavirus case was identified over a year ago, we seem to be in an even worse position today with over 94 million cases and over 2 million deaths. With vaccines now available, test and trace systems, as well as stricter border control, some countries have been more effective at reducing the cases. Others have just been lucky, due to the geographical location rendering it largely removed from the rest of the world. So let's explore the top 10 COVID-free countries, starting at number 10 with Cambodia. The land of the temples and ruins. Cambodia in Southeast Asia has been able to avoid a massive health crisis seen elsewhere in the world. Despite being one of the first countries to report a COVID-19 case, it is virtually COVID-free with only 7 new cases identified and a total of 436 cases, representing just 0.4 per million people. Good news is that commercial flights are still operating to and from Cambodia, with most public places and services open. At number 9, Brunei. The tiny nation in Southeast Asia has had a rapid and successful response to the COVID-19 pandemic, with only 180 recorded cases. At the moment, Brunei has no new reported cases in the last 2 months, but it remains closed to foreigners, which has come at a significant cost to the economic growth. Number 8, Fiji. Moving further east to the South Pacific Ocean, Fiji comes in at number 8 with no new reported cases. Fiji is an archipelago of more than 300 islands, however nearly 90% of the population live on just 2. With only 53 total cases reported, the tiny island has benefited from its remoteness and swift government response. That said, international commercial flights remain limited, with foreigners not allowed to enter. At number 7, TimorLeste. Timor-Leste is another Southeast Asian nation that's fending off the spread of coronavirus. With a total of 51 cases reported and no new cases, it's a COVID-free haven for those looking to get a glimpse of the old way of life. Public places and accommodation remain open, but as with Fiji, commercial flights are still very limited, with the country closed off to foreigners. Number 6, Laos. Still in Southeast Asia, Laos is a landlocked country traversed by the famous Mekong River. With no new cases and a total of 41 reported, it's among the top 10 COVID-free nations. Unfortunately, the government has suspended the visa on arrival service, meaning the country is largely closed off to international travelers, for now. Number 5, St. Kitts Nevis. Over in the Atlantic Ocean, we come across the twin island nation formed by volcanoes and known for cloud-shrouded mountains and beaches. The island is open to foreigners upon providing a negative COVID PCR test 72 hours before departure and completing an entry form. Number 4, Solomon Islands. With less than 17 cases in total and no new cases, Solomon Islands in the South Pacific Ocean is one of a few countries that is operating closer to normality. Hotels, bars, restaurants and shops are all open, but unfortunately the country remains closed to foreigners. Number 3, Marshall Islands. Another remote island in South Pacific Ocean has come through with 4 total cases and no new ones identified. With the complete suspension of international travelers, you'll be hard-pressed getting in to enjoy the coral atolls and diving at the World War II wreck dive site. Number 2, Samoa. If you're a rugby fan, you'll be very familiar with the tiny island northeast of New Zealand. Since the start of the outbreak, a total of 2 cases have been identified at the border in December 2020. That said, the nation is still under a state of emergency, meaning all international borders remain closed. Number 1, Vanuatu. The top spot goes to Vanuatu. The remote island in the South Pacific Ocean has reported only 1 coronavirus case. With only 307,000 inhabitants and 95,000 tourists visiting in a normal year, it seems it's benefited from being a largely isolated, hard-to-reach location. Unfortunately, the borders are closed, except for citizens or permanent residents, meaning tourists will have to wait a bit longer to witness the majestic dugong and experience land diving. There you have it, the top 10 COVID-free countries. Thanks for watching.